Hello everyone, welcome back to the homestead. It is cold today. I hope you all are staying well where you're at. This is actually one of my least favorite months of the year. It's just really cold. There's not a lot that can be done. The garden is pretty much dead. We do thankfully still have a couple covered beds outside that have some lettuce growing, a few little kohlrabis, and then our vegeta bed of course is still doing great. Lots of salad greens growing in there. But really the only gardening things I can do at this point are plan, which that's fun. I do enjoy the planning, but I'm looking forward to about a month from now when I can start some seeds again in our little kitchen windowsill, and then a month after that I'll be starting seeds in our little greenhouse, and we'll be well on our way into another growing season after that. So for now, I'm trying to choose to be thankful. And even though it's really cold out, we are trying to get a few projects done here on the homestead. So with that, today we're going to show you what we're working on to better our composting toilet system. For those who don't know, we've been using a composting toilet for the past 10 years. And that kind of came out of a really horrible experience that we had in Alaska. We had a septic system that failed. We had sewage backed up into our bathtub. It was just a nightmare, and we ended up having to abandon the whole system and put in a whole new system that cost over $10,000 to put in. So when we moved to this homestead, we decided to give composting toilets a try, and we've never looked back. And so over the years we've been bettering our system. We went from just a regular sized toilet seat to an elongated toilet seat. Then we've got a really nice spot next to it now that has our sawdust, because we use sawdust as our carbon material. And Joseph even found a really nice little shell that we use for scooping the sawdust. It's kind of fun. We put in a huge upgrade to the system a few years back when we built a 16 by 10 by 4 foot high block wall confinement area for composting our composting toilet material. So it is big enough that it takes our family of 9 about a year to fill up one side, and then once a year we rotate that over to the other side where it sits for another year. And so the whole process takes about 2 years, and at the end of 2 years we're able to have totally broken down beautiful compost that we can use for like our flowers and our fruit trees, which is great. All the compost that we're making with our cow manure and hay and leaves and all of that can go directly into our garden beds for growing our veggies. So this is just a little over a year old, and you can see it already looks completely broken down. It's just all nice and crumbly. There's lots of worms in there, but we're gonna let it go another year just to make sure it's good to go. So as we're filling the one half of this block wall system, we also add some of our ashes from our cook stove, so that adds a little bit more nutrient into the system. But that's pretty much it. So there's no weed seeds in that compost, which is really nice. It's really nice to have that weed-free compost to put around our fruit trees and flowers where we don't want weeds growing and we're trying to establish different perennials and things. So in today's video, we're going to be sharing the next upgrade we're doing to our whole system, and that is we're working on building a fairly large sawdust container, place to be able to put our sawdust to keep it dry and protect it from the weather. We did have a small system that was just kind of temporary, built with pallets and things when we first started out, but we have since taken that down, and over the last couple of years we've just had sawdust on the ground, and it gets a little difficult when it's rainy season or winter time because we have to keep covering it. Having a dry space to store the sawdust is going to be really helpful, especially for Joseph. One of his chores is to get sawdust every day. So anyway, that's what we're working on today. We'll show you where we're at. We're not going to have it finished by the end of today, but we're going to make some forward progress on that build. Alright, so here is the start of the project, and Josh and Nate are going to be working on it a little bit today. It's going to be built off of the west side of the compost wall here. So what have you guys got in place so far, Josh?
Well, so far we got the posts concrete into the ground. We got the roof here. It's going to go on top of these once they're
Yeah, you can see the roof piece there, which was actually just some scrap from a construction job, huh?
Yep.
You guys were able to kind of shore it up and get it sturdy again. Cool.
Yep, we got some brackets here also that we're gonna put some little posts on.
Those are some homemade blacksmith brackets from a friend. So, and we've got actually post cutoffs from the greenhouse that we're going to reuse for those posts. So it'll be 2 posts off of the wall, and then you've got the 2 cedar posts cemented into the ground. And then what's the foundation going to be for the whole system?
Well, we're gonna put some pea gravel down first, and then do like a thinner layer of concrete, a little thinner than you normally do, but thick enough that it'll still be sturdy. That way that we can easily get the sawdust up, because if it's just on the ground, you know, you're gonna be trying to scoop the sawdust up, and it's gonna be hitting rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's not very nice. So it'll be nice to get a little bit of a smoother cement layer.
Yeah. Our first sawdust bin was on the ground, and it would often pool with water on the bottom. So by the time we get to the bottom, the sawdust would just be all wet and mucky, huh? And it is a little bit of a dip down here, so that's where we're going to put gravel first and then the cement. And then we'll put the walls on all sides to hold it in. So it'll be a pretty good space. About 5 by 9 is the ground space, and it'll go up about 4 feet into on the sides. Yep. So it'll be a lot of sawdust we can store here.
And sawdust is our carbon material of choice because we can get it for free right nearby.
Yeah, there's an old mill that shut down pretty close to here.
We can just go with shovels and get a whole truckload, so that's pretty nice.
Yep. Which you're going to do later today, huh?
Yep.
If only this was finished, then you could put it into the new compost bin, but you'll have to go on the ground one more time. This is where they got the cedar posts from. They cut down a cedar back here. The kids' play area. They've got a little interesting fort going back here. So nice to have free posts. We've got a lot of cedar on our property, and unfortunately it causes cedar rust on our apple trees. So we're trying to get rid of the ones at least closest to our apple trees here to help with that problem. And cedar is just a really great resource, especially for things like posts.
One end of the
Buddy
stone
time
wall's
going
open.
on. You about ready to help Josh outside?
Yep, we're almost finished here.
Cool, sounds good.
Do you push it?
Can't reach any further.
Just got it.
Good. Okay, that 10-foot, Nathan? You see, you might not be
I'll see just a minute. No, it's like 9.5.
Oh, just short, huh?
It might be long enough.
is long enough.
One of the sides was 9.5, I
I think
think.
so, yeah.
Yay, it'll work.
Yeah, we might rather use those boards instead of the 16. It's a 1/4 5/8. Go ahead. Back straight.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Squaring everything off now.
So it's a 6-inch angle. It's gonna be really good.
Oh yeah, that's...
The reason it's gonna have a little overhang on one side is because when we made this whole block system here, we had planned on putting a roof over the entire thing. So we had,
It's like bolts you put right to the
It's
concrete.
like a bolt that has like a little L
yeah, we had
attached to it.
bolts that were actually sunk into the cement when it was wet in preparation for that whole cover over the entire thing. And so now we're just making use of what we have, which is a little bit longer than what we need for the sawdust. And so we're just coming off of the bolts that we already had in place, and there'll be a little overhang into our compost area a little bit. And we may just go ahead and leave this whole compost area open, the rest of it, because it's actually nice that it gets moisture from the rain. Sometimes it gets a little too much rain, and that's why we're going to put a cover on it, but then we would have to hand water it, which just probably wouldn't happen. If you're wondering why it's kind of offset there and we're gonna have a little overhang, that's why.
Plus
I'm just joking, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'll just put one screen and you can come and look at it if you want.
Coming along.
Alright, go ahead.
Trying to get the roof in place now.
Stop. Where's your pride in right now?
No, Beetle. She's always wanting to climb up with the boys.
Now, since you can go
Now we gotta decide if we want to cover it with vinyl or with metal.
I'm gonna have
The vinyl is free. We've got lots of it still laying around, but metal would be really nice. So we'll see. Not sure what we're gonna do with the roof yet.
How's that on your end?
Good.
Okay.
There we go, it's good. Do shove that up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't wanna shove it so far.
You having fun over here, Abby girl? You playing with some homemade Play-Doh? Esther just made the Play-Doh with some flour that actually came open in one of our packages and spilled into the box, and so we just bagged it up to have for Play-Doh. How'd you make the yellow?
Using turmeric.
Turmeric. And what are you going to make green out of?
Kale powder.
Kale powder. Fun. Almost looks good enough to eat, doesn't it? Hey guys, lunchtime and time to be done with this project for today.
Okay.
They actually got more done today than I thought they would, so really cool.
Thanks for joining us today on the Homestead.
And thank you to our patrons who make these videos possible.
We pray blessings over you and yours, and whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.